Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy. It's your Super Bowl champion, representative. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Joe Castro here with my brothers from anothers with terrible choice in football teams because we got two of them things in my lifetime. But either way, we here with my guys James and George Carmi. It's the best of enemies, and yeah, we miss y'all too, man. We miss y'all too. It's fun to be back. What's good, boys? What's going on?
What's good? What's good? First of all, we got a few of them things in my lifetime. I'm older, so yes, I'm older, and they old as hell. So I ain't gonna say nothing about them. But I got a few of them things in my lifetime too.
Right there with you, James. I got three of them in my lifetime. I think the Eagles probably have the least amount out of all
I
three of
got
us,
four
right?
in
So
my
yeah, I'm gonna
lifetime.
say
Yeah.
we can hang with that a little bit. So it's all good. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Our rings look nicer, but it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, ours got the Jacobs touch to it, or whoever, you know, is the newest of jewelers. But no, it feels good to be back, man. So right now we obviously have main focus kind of on the draft, but I do want to go back, not just because we are Super Bowl champions, and I'll continue to say it, but because we haven't spoken since I think the beginning of the playoffs. I think is the last time we really got sat down on air and spoke. So I want to talk to you because we did talk about it off air and we kind of talked about the playoffs and how we were feeling about our individual teams. But looking back, going back to the playoffs throughout that run, what are y'all thoughts? I guess looking back, is anything surprised you? Anything affirm what you thought? Does anybody move up or down your list as far as players go? Just how are y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling?
Should I go first? Because the Cowboys didn't make the playoffs. Should I talk about that first? Should I do that? just messing around. I'm proud of our boys, man. Actually, it was a great run. So I'm glad. It stunk that we missed each other. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was actually at those games. I went down to Tampa. I went to go watch the Commanders Tampa game. That was amazing. I missed out on Detroit, but I went up to Philadelphia. It was an epic experience, guys. I gotta give it up. The Philadelphia fans, y'all go crazy, y'all go nuts. But I love it. I love that energy. I went to the University of Maryland. I went there during that Maryland Duke energy, that hate that was up there. So I embraced the hate, and it was a lot of fun. That was good. Some good shit talk between us. It was all good. But I feel it, man. I think I'm happy with Jaden Daniels. I think the big takeaway from our game, the Eagles Commanders game, is that Jaden Daniels was ready for the moment, but the rest of the team wasn't, man. We had 3 fumbles. Eckler messed up. Diamond Brown messed up. Jeremy Nichols messed up. Fumbles. Gave the game away. But Jaden Daniels was there, and Cliff Kingsbury was dialing some stuff up. Like we saw in the Super Bowl, you got smacked Kansas City. I gave it to you guys. You just got dominated them. You got the better score on us too, but we look better than Kansas City. We actually were moving up and down the field. Get out of here. We scored on them almost every single drive. I think the turnovers done us in, and I think the run game was definitely very strong. So I'm happy with the team moving forward. I'm excited. So we'll see how next year goes.
How you feeling? How you feeling, James? At the end of the day, it's a new year, new y'all. Y'all been doing some things that maybe people don't expect. But how are you feeling about your squad right
Well, I feel good about my coach. I'll say that. I like Schottenheimer. It wasn't the choice that I don't like the process. A lot of us don't like the process because it was still a flawed process how they did it. But I think they actually lucked up in this flawed process and got a good coach. Just for me, I like, a lot of people said 25 years as a coordinator. Why are you picking this dude? But sometimes you look up and pick, and pick a guy that nobody thought was going to do anything. I'll say Nick Sirianni. I'm not saying he was a big name and everybody was chirping down
now?
the door to knock him out. And you see what the organization did with him so far, and what they did by putting tools with him and things of that nature. And Joe, you stand by him. You know what I'm saying? You be like, well, I know everybody don't like him, but I stand by him, and I like what he does to our team. So I think this is a situation where it's going to start right there for me. That's what I can say that'll give me some good outlet because I do feel like he does, even though he wasn't a huge choice. I feel like he's going to have a lot of influence on the culture that we've been talking about for a very long time. I feel like he is different as far as relationships goes. I feel like he's a people person for real. I feel like he brings real honesty. I feel like he has real conversations with people. He's talked about it, but I really believe it. And I'm not drinking no Kool-Aid on. I just actually believe what I see. So I think that's the starting point. Obviously, they didn't Dallas didn't make the playoffs last year, but that's nothing to my surprise. I said it was going to be a lame duck season, but as I talked to a few of the insiders, I had an insider on my show a couple of days ago. We already knew this because Dallas was talking about doing the reset anyway, and they were going to open this money and they were going to let go players. And once we saw that Green Bay lost, they was done with McCarthy. So this was just a lame duck year. So this is the reset. We'll see. There's still money open. We'll see what happens. Free agency is dwindling. Draft is here. You know how Dallas puts forth a lot of effort in the draft, but I would just say the coach, it starts there. So that would give me a good outlook, for things going forward because I do like Schottenheimer.
I hate to use Washington as a example, but you see the change in culture and how much that helps. You can use the Eagles as well. Coming out of the Chip Kelly era, we went from that to coaches that loved the players, that were all about the players, all about culture, and it helps. I mean, it is what it is. No matter what, it doesn't matter if you're 15 or you're 25 or you're 35. You want somebody you feel like you can get behind. You feel like you can actually trust and actually believe in. So, I mean, that's big. I'm right now, as we speak, I'm on two sides of the fence as an Eagles fan. I'm so ecstatic about that win. The Super Bowl was amazing to win how you won, especially throughout that playoff, run. I think that the only team that really gave us like a run was probably the Rams. Like they gave us down to the moment, right? So, going through that, I expected us to be good. I didn't expect us to be dominant. I didn't expect us to do that to Kansas City. So it feels amazing, but there's a cost to that, right? There were a lot of players that we no longer have on the Philadelphia Eagles because they had great playoffs. So you lose guys like Josh Sweat. You lose guys like Milton Williams. You kind of expect those losses. Mekhi Becton hurts a little bit. You kind of expect it, but it still kind of hurts. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson came out of nowhere. I'm going to be real with you. That threw me for a loop, especially the dramatic cinematics almost that you did to get him back and the whole story behind that. So it was just really weird. I understand opening up money for these younger guys, and that's kind of where I am now, right? This draft 3 weeks ago didn't matter to me. I'm going to be real with you. 3-4 weeks ago, I'm like, this draft, hey, just re-sign who you can, do okay in the draft. It is what it is. Not saying that I didn't look into the draft, but it didn't matter as much. Now, looking at all the players that the Eagles have lost, this is a big offseason, in my opinion. You have to get a lot of youth. You have to get a lot of youth because you're going to have to sign guys like Jalen Carter, guys like, Quinyon Mitchell when he comes up, Cooper DeJean when he comes up. You can go down the list. We have a lot of young players that are going to have to get signed. Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith. So you're going to have to hit. You're going to have to hit, and you're going to have to hope that a lot of those guys like a Nolan Smith weren't just flash in the pan, which I don't think he was. So now it becomes a little bit more fun. It becomes one of those, all right, yeah, we got to look into these young boys. We got to really figure out what's going on because that's going to tell us whether this is a one Super Bowl team or a dynasty type of team. Like, can they win 3 or 4 Super Bowls in 10 years? That's, I think you decide that over these next couple of drafts, these next couple of off seasons. So I'm excited. I think that the Eagles shut up a lot of people. I think a lot of people want to act like they don't care about football. Yeah, all of a sudden they act like, football doesn't really matter. But I'm very, very happy. I'm very happy, obviously. And not just about the Eagles Super Bowl, but we just came back. We've been gone since January, already over 150 people in the chat. So shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah, it's love seeing everybody on here. I love it. I love it. I do want to ask y'all, though, because we do this a lot. And one of the first times we had George on here officially, we did our top 20 or top 32 lists of NFL quarterbacks. I've seen a lot of discourse about my quarterback. A lot of he has a great team. It was a team thing. He didn't do anything. Neither of you guys, I will say, James, I looked at it before this. James had him at 8. You, George, had him at 9. Does Jalen Hurts move up on your quarterback list? Is he looked at differently now after that Super Bowl performance? Not just the win, but the performance and his playoffs. I mean, he had a really good playoff run.
How much more can he move up there? That's what I'm trying to get at. I always thought Jalen Hurts was a good player. Is he a top 5 quarterback in the league? I don't think I can say that. I don't think I can say that at all. I think he is a leader. He can improvise. He can get upfield. He can score touchdowns through the run game. He can improvise. I just don't think he can carry a team on his own. I think Saquon Barkley was the engine that ran your team last year. And that's not being critical. Saquon Barkley had an amazing, almost record-breaking year. I don't think it was particularly anything Jalen Hurts did, but the defense was number one in the league for most of the season. 2 fantastic wide receivers, Saquon Barkley. I think Hurts is a good quarterback, but I think you could put in Joe Burrow there. You could put Lamar Jackson there. You could put Jaden Daniels there. You could put
You cannot put Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
No, he is not.
He is. He can throw better.
He lost to him.
He throws better.
He can't lead, obviously, because all his guys got all those turnovers in the most big moment of their life.
How can you prevent fumbling from a player on the field? Come on.
Be a better leader. Be a better leader.
Be a better leader. He's 23 years old, man. I think where he was, 8, 9 is where he should be. I don't think he should change that much more. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I think he's pretty solid. But, like, what would you say is Jalen Hurts' superpower, Joe or James? Like, do you think he's a pocket passer? Probably not, right? He's more of a improviser, he's more of a short yardage, tush push kind of guy. I mean, that's what he can produce, but I don't know if he is a 300 type, 250 yard per game passer, in my opinion. I'm gonna say I don't know how you feel about that.
Personally, go ahead, James. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say for me, he said a whole lot. Jalen Hurts, I mean, I'm not hating, but he doesn't move up for me either. I feel like he's gonna stay where he's at. He's a Super Bowl champion. That's awesome. A couple years ago, even when they went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, he didn't have phenomenal numbers. He's not going to have that. And we've seen he was still having issues with pocket, awareness, holding the ball too long. Those things that, people had talked about before, those were still showing this year. I'm not being critical because, like I said, I think what George said, he's a leader for sure. He's a leader. He's calm. I think he's calm under pressure. I've seen that. Athletic. He's a dual threat. That's big, being a dual threat. What can you say? Like I say, he's had a good team around him pretty much his whole career, except maybe his first year, but they built that team around him. So it looks like he can be more elite than he is because of the team. I just feel like if you just put him over a squad where you don't have those top receivers in it and it's regular, then you're not going to see him being that. But just what KJ says, I'll say Hurts is a winner. Hurts is a winner, and if you put winning things around him, you're going to win games. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to, kill you in games. Like, I don't feel like he's the guy to continue to lose games for you. I feel like he is a winner, and you keep good things around him, you're always going to have a chance to win. But for me to say that he's like those guys that you just put him on any squad and he's going to do it, I can't say that about Jalen Hurts.
But he's going to do it. That's the part I'm getting strung up on, because we have a lot of people ahead of him that aren't winners. Josh Allen has never won anything. Joe Burrow has never won anything. Patrick Mahomes is the only person I can, with faith, put ahead of Hurts, even though Hurts just did what he did to him. Obviously, he didn't do it directly to him, but you know what I mean. He's the only one that I've seen win on the biggest stage. Now Hurts is another one of those guys.
But are you blaming Josh Allen though? When we watched these last playoffs, he did everything he was supposed to do, win that game, and even when they lost to the Chiefs those few years ago, it wasn't because of Josh Allen. In that last playoff game, they didn't lose because of Josh Allen. Josh Allen carried that team over time.
I can't say last year's whole debacle about the Eagles falling apart was on Jalen Hurts. He was carrying us.
No. I'm just saying, when you say, well, Josh Allen ain't one, you can't, in my opinion, you're saying Jalen Hurts is better than Josh Allen?
I do think so. I would take Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen. I would take Jalen Hurts.
That's a soundbite right there. That's a soundbite right there.
You want to know why? Because Josh Allen couldn't handle and couldn't keep Stephon Diggs happy at a high level. You have 2 wide receivers that are great. You have one of, if not, you have a top 3. I think we can agree on that. Top 3 wide receiver in A.J. Brown, top 3 running back in Saquon Barkley. That dynamic right there. And then you have a big personality as far as the rest of the team. But that dynamic right there is tough for quarterbacks to handle. We've seen that not be handled.
Josh Allen is doing this year in and year out, though, too.
I do.
Well,
Hold
Joe,
on. Let me get to
Joe,
this real quick. Just
all right, go ahead.
that's it. Shout out to Linda Conyers with the $10 super chat. One of the realest homies. She's always here. So she said, and this is good. She said, "Can Troy Aikman carry a team on its own? 12 Ferraris in a race, only one gonna win. I will not apologize for my GM and owner. Go get mad at yours." I feel like that's true. I feel like
but
true.
that's nobody saying that though. Nobody's saying that your owner, and we're saying that they're smart. They're smart guys and said we need to build a team around him because maybe we don't know if he's that guy. So make sure we get all the right parts around him to win. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm totally fine with that. And when she says the Troy Aikman thing, hey, I'm gonna sit there and say, Troy, if you look at Troy Aikman's stats, he didn't have the greatest stats. If you look at his stats,
Yeah,
no, he did not.
For
You
sure.
feel me? And yes, he had a lot of things that carried him. We had a great defense. You had great pieces around him. And I don't know if he would have put a Troy Aikman by himself, he would have been doing all that. He was elite completion percentage person, elite ball placement. That's what his thing was. But we don't know. And when we saw Dallas slowly losing their top players, we saw Dallas started winning. You saw Aikman look a lot more normal. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not going against that. I'm just saying I feel like Josh Allen, you can put on a lot of different teams, and he's going to make them teams better just for what he brings to the table.
And that's where I'm at, right? So going back to Jalen Hurts, his superpower, I think Midwest Eagles fan brought up a great comment, right? Jalen Hurts' superpower is like managing the chess game, right? Like he's a strong leader, right? He can deal with A.J. Brown, who can be vitriol. He can deal with Nick Sirianni, who can be a hothead a little bit too. He can deal with these big personalities, and I like that. Like as a fan of the game, like I'm always going to be honest with you guys. We always talk about that. As a fan of the game, I didn't mind that Jalen Hurts actually won. I think he got negatively pressed, but my thing is he didn't win the game, right? Like you talked about he has a Super Bowl ring. You know, James, Joe, you all know this. The reason why Kansas City lost was because of the pass rush, right? Philadelphia's pass rush disrupted Kansas City and basically made Patrick Mahomes look like a human, right? He's been like God his entire career. Now he basically was flustered and all over the place, and that's why they lost the game. My thing is this, my question to both of y'all is if you take Jalen Hurts and put him on the Bengals, what happens? Are they winning the Super Bowl? And I don't think so, right? Like I think that's the discrepancy. Like I think Joe Burrow's like cold, man. I think Joe Burrow's like top 1 or 2 quarterbacks in the entire league. He put up 48 touchdowns on that Bengals offense, and they still couldn't even get to the playoffs. And I think Jalen Hurts wouldn't even scratch close to that. I think Joe Burrow would cook on the Eagles. Like the thing is, the only thing with me with him is I think Jalen Hurts, when he's pressured, he can extend the drive. He can like scramble and get loose, and that's hard to beat. And that's what Jayden Daniels does. Like if you can keep the ball time of possession, that's a dominant thing to have. That's where I see he shines, in my opinion.
I feel like Jalen Hurts will never beat hypotheticals. I mean, we can sit here and say if this person was on that team, if this team did this, we can say that a million times. At the end of the day, the facts are Jalen Hurts has put up pretty numbers as far as completion percentage. He's put up pretty numbers as far as, putting up 300 yards in the Super Bowl. He's done all that. So that I think to answer your question bluntly, I think that his superpower is running, being able to get out of the pocket, make things happen, in the second level, especially not just behind the, in the pocket, but making things happen as a runner is his superpower. And I think that the Eagles have learn to kind of hone that kind of, all right, you're going to do that. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, we're going to make sure you have weapons on the outside to throw to. We're going to make sure you have, guys to rely on because that's what smart franchises do. So I understand what you guys say when you're saying I'm not hating on him. I get that. I totally get that. And I understand what you're saying, but I also understand the sentiment behind Eagles fans when they're like, don't get mad at us because we built a good team, because we still see what Jalen Hurts is. I don't want someone else. I think it comes down to that. I don't want someone else. So we'll see what happens. I don't know whose channel this is on. I'm going to be real with you. I think it's yours though, James. Martin Perez. I believe it's on your channel.
I'm not sure. There you go.
Or is that on my channel? I can't really see. I think it's on yours. Either way, shout out to Martin Perez. wherever it is, we'll all look and we'll find out. But Jalen made the playoffs with a 32 ranked defense. Why can't Joe do it? Stop with the excuses. I can't speak. Yeah, that's true too. That's very true too. I mean, look, we could go for hours. I think that the Eagles, especially Jalen Hurts, is very, very underappreciated. I think that there's going to come a time where the Eagles maybe get that love, but they might not, and it might be our fault. To be real with you, it might be Eagles fans' fault because we talk too much. But shout out to Linda with the $10 super chat. Jalen Hurts ain't on the Bengals; he's on the Eagles. Kill the narrative. Trying to argue about it if he's good enough. Sounds like you arguing about jumbo shrimp. Now I'm hungry. Now I'm hungry. All right, so it was on my channel. Shout out to Martin. I appreciate that. It said that it was like a linked channel. But yeah, shout out to him. So, what the hell? All right, we're good. All right, so I do want to get into the draft because we're already 20 minutes in. I didn't even realize we just went on a whole tangent. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I do want to get into a quick mock draft. 7 rounds. You know how we get down. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows the rule. 1 bite, all that good stuff. We're going to do this. We're going to have some fun with this. This is going to be far from our official one, even though I feel like we're all kind of
On the
comfortable. Say again?
I said this on the fly.
Exactly. This is definitely on the fly, but I think that we're all kind of comfortable with this. You know, I think we kind of know what our teams want to do. We kind of understand where our teams want to go. So I'm excited to do this one. Expect a lot more though, right? We'll probably have a lot more. Shout out to Devontae Jones with the $5 super chat. I'll read that in a second, but I do want to get this going because I don't want to, be on here for 2 hours, which I'm sure we could. So we're going to start here. I got Dallas picked. I got Philly picked. I got Washington picked. We're going to go with Pro Football Network's mock draft simulator. We might change it up down the road. But we start off with Dallas, my guy. James, can you see it good? Can you see it well?
Yeah, I can see it.
So you got
this
to
is
get the trade offers.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at trade offers. So Seattle's giving me what, the 18th and the 50th?
And a second next year.
2026 second. Is there any more offers?
You have one more from, look at that, Bengals. You move down 5 and you get 49. That's not the worst.
The other one was 50, right?
Yeah, the last one's nice. I kind of like the last one. 18 and a second round pick next year. I don't mind that one at all.
That's what I like. That's what I'm looking at, that second round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to look at who's available?
I feel like people are going to be available who I want. So that's why I was already Captain Trade back. I've been that for the last 3 days. So I'm definitely going to do this.
James, real quick, sorry to interrupt you. I'm just kind of curious. So let's say you're sitting at 12. Who does Dallas want right there at 12? Ideally,
I would think that if Genty is Genty gone?
He's gone at 10.
Matthew Golden could be in play for the Cowboys. He's there, right? Who else we got? What running backs you got there? Are they all gone?
Oh, my bad.
No, I'm sure got a lot of running backs. I'm sure Henderson's on there.
Yeah, go to running backs.
Omarion Hampton's there too.
Yeah, see that right here. Hampton can be in the play on at that 12th right there. McMillan's already gone, right, Ted?
Good wide receiver. Yeah, he's number 6
Yeah,
overall. Wow.
Yeah, and Booker could have been in the play. So I would think Omarion Hampton and your boy would be in the play, but I'm cool with going back. So I'm gonna trade back on this, and I'm gonna go with the first one, the 18th and the 50th, and pick up that 2026 second rounder.
That's smart. I'll do the same thing. You have a lot of players that are on the board.
You got another offer. I don't know how Captain Trade.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to go back that far.
Yeah, that's a bit far. All right.
So what we looking at here? We got. So here's where go to all the running backs again. So here's my issue. People will tell me take Omarion Hampton right here, right? But I feel like let me go with receivers. Can we go with receivers?
I was gonna say you could probably wait, to be honest with you. There's some good running backs there.
Yeah, because I don't need a bell cow, in my opinion.
Who's the running back right now? Miles Sanders? Who do you guys have right now?
Yeah, we got Miles Sanders and Devontae Williams from the Broncos.
Yeah, from the Broncos, Javonte, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So here's my conundrum, as they say. Do I go with Golden, Ibuka, or Luther Burton? That's where this is tough because I'm going to pick up one of these receivers right now and get it out the way.
Do you want to phone a friend?
Damn.
I can help you if you want, unless you want to figure it out on your own.
Ibuka is the safe one because he has everything. I like Matthew Golden because he has them wheels, but Ibuka ran a 4.3, but does he play to it like Golden does? I love Ohio State receivers. I'm tough. I love Luther Burton, but those other two guys are there. I like them more than Burton right there. Yikes. This is tough. Talk to me, George.
Yeah, so Mecca's he basically is a safe pick. He's Ohio State. He's pretty refined. He plays a slot, so he's kind of more of like a slot wide receiver, but he actually has the most amount of catches in all of Ohio State's history. So imagine that, like Chris Carter, Terry McLaurin. He's legit. He's legit, well-rounded wide receiver, but I don't think he's ever going to be that true X that over the top. He's more of a complementary piece. Matthew Golden, I think, is a true X. So if you want someone that can, I think Golden can run a 4.2, can take the top off of a defense, and CeeDee Lamb can eat underneath. I'd say Golden if I were you. And Golden shine in the playoffs as well, so I think he has that prime time in him too. That's what I would do.
I'm feeling you because we had a show yesterday, and one of my guys was on Golden, and I think that speed he plays to it, and I feel like Ibuka is a CeeDee Lamb clone. They're the same people. He's just a little smaller. And we need somebody. We need speed. We need speed. We need somebody who can really threaten the defenses where it can really open it up. CD. So I'm with you. I like Golden, and I didn't like him at 12, but I can like him at 18. So let's go with him.
That's good value.
Matthew Golden.
Yep.
All right.
I like that pick.
I would have went with a quarterback if I was y'all.
Oh man, so this is a no-brainer to me, man. So I'm gonna probably accept this. So I'll give you the mind.
Oh yes,
yeah. So the whole point of this exercise is for us to kind of get in the mind of the content creators, right? So as a Washington Commander GM, what I'm looking for is an edge. I want an edge player. I want maybe a wide receiver, maybe a running back. That's what I'm looking at. But I'm also looking to trade back because I don't know if you guys peeped it. We only have 5 selections in this year's draft. We gave away some for Deebo Samuel. We gave some away for Marshawn Lattimore. We gave away some for Laramie Tunsil, which were great additions, but now we're hurting with picks. So that one pick that you had, that one trade back was awesome. Before we go there, let's take a look at the board real quick. Let me see. So Nick Scorton would be interesting to me. Luther Burden would be interesting to me. Ezeraku from Boston College would be legit. Mike Green, I love Mike Green. So my dream scenario is I trade back and I can still get Mike Green, which would be fantastic. Azariah Thomas is legit. There's some good players. Like to me, it's a no-brainer to trade back. So let's go over here to trade offer.
I will say before we go, accept any of theirs, I would not be totally shocked if you got a call from the Eagles here.
You think so?
I know the Eagles are looking at edge, and I know the Eagles are looking at offensive tackle position. So if the guy that I'm looking at right now that I would call you about is probably old boy from Oregon. I've talked about him a lot. I really
Harmon.
Yeah, now he's actually getting a lot of respect. Where is he? Yeah, Connerly.
Oh, Connerly. Yeah,
I like Connerly a lot.
Yeah, he's
legit.
I like
Connerly a lot.
Connerly's legit too. So he's a left tackle, but he also could play a right tackle. And for us, that would solidify our offensive line for years, right? Laramie Tunsil on the left-hand side. We move Vernon Coleman into left guard potentially. Then we get Sam Cosby at right guard. We have Biotish at center. Getting Connerly, we'd have a legit offensive line for 5 years to protect Jay Daniels, which I would love. But what's the other trade offer? I'm just kind of curious. All right, that's pretty legit. But I like this moving back a couple spots. There's one more apparently. There's 3. What's the third one? Pick 40, 55. I'd rather do the Browns. I'm gonna do the Browns. No brainer for me. That's a steal. I get another second round pick and I get moved back 4 spots. That's a joke. I'll take that any day. That's dope. I hope that happens. I look at the Eagles calling right. No, hold on. Did they skip? It's your pick now. That's right. You get the pick now. My bad.
34.
That's a good pick. That's a good trade.
Got a third next year. That's not bad. See, all right, if I was really Howie Roseman, I would go back and look at that third next year, but I kind of would rather just have my picks. All right, so I see a lot of people talking about defensive tackles. I love Walter Nolan. I love Kenneth Grant. I don't look at Ohio State players, but Tyleik Williams is good. Tyleik Williams is very, very good. I'm just a hater because I'm a Penn State fan. But Mike Green is the dog. But I've been hearing stuff about Mike Green. I don't know.
I can tell you about him too. I hope you pass on him. But go ahead. Yeah,
No, I'm saying, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like,
I know. I can talk about it if you want me to.
yeah, please do,
Yeah.
because I don't want to. I don't know.
So he has
much
character
about it.
concerns. There's
Okay.
two. So we're looking at edge players, and James Pierce is one person that's on my mind. I like him a lot. James Pierce, the knock on him is that he's skinny, he's slim, he's like a true speed rusher, he's an explosive first step. But like people say that he doesn't love football. He only played about 20, 25 snaps a game at Tennessee. People are concerned about whether he can hold up too. He's just kind of slight. So that's James Pierce from Tennessee. Mike Green has 2 sexual assault cases. That's kind of the question.
Yeah.
That's one was in high school and one was one was like his junior or senior year in high school, and one was also while he was at University of Virginia, like his freshman or sophomore year in college. And what ended up happening was he actually got expelled from Virginia and went to Marshall as a result, and that's why he's there in the first place. So that's why he is a potential concern. But dude, he's a dog, man. That's another thing right there. So I don't know.
We do know his coach, so that's we do have, like, I guess, kind of a connection with him. I think Nick Sirianni knows their coach or something like that.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting, but I'm not looking at that. I'll probably give you a nice little breath of fresh air. I know a lot of people want edge. A lot of people talk about defensive tackle, safety. Me personally, I'm looking on this offense, and it might not make much sense to people because we do have to kind of stock up on this defense, but I think you can throughout this draft, if I'm being honest. And I do plan on Howie Roseman moving around a lot. So with this first pick, I want to get somebody that's going to most likely be here for a while. Somebody that can either take over somebody's spot or can kind of be groomed to take over somebody's spot. Now, the Eagles losing Mekhi Becton, losing Fred Johnson was big, because not only do you lose a starter in Becton, you lose a swing tackle in a guy like Fred Johnson. So now you don't have a swing tackle. I love Josh Connerly, and the main reason I love Josh Connerly is because he's athletic as heck. This dude, like, he will look so good in those run schemes. Like, I'm looking to take over for Lane Johnson down the line, but I'm also willing to spend a first-round pick on somebody that's going to be my swing tackle. That's not necessarily who I'm going to pick right here, but he is a guy that is high on my list. He might actually be the guy. I was looking at Colston Loveland. He went at 27.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I like Colston Loveland.
Damn.
Yeah, especially by Baltimore.
Damn.
I'm hearing Mark Andrews. I heard Mark.
They picked the guy because they got Mark Andrews must be out.
I heard he's on his way out. That's what I've been hearing from over here.
Your boy is nice over there, that Isaiah guy.
All right, so I do like Harold Fannin too, but I also feel like he's kind of, and we just obviously hired his head coach, but I feel like he's somebody you got to, like, figure a place in the offense out for. And I feel like we got too many people like that right now. We don't need to bring in somebody else we have to scheme for. So now that kind of changes my mentality. Do you want to look at defense? And while I'm doing this, I want to give a shout out because I didn't read it. But shout out to Devontae Jones with the $5 super chat, said Joe hit the nail on the head. Jalen only loses in scenarios and hypotheticals. That should tell you what you need to know. Top 5, get over it. I agree. Now, with that said so eloquently, I love Azarius Thomas. I've been saying him for a while. I mean, he's big, he's lengthy.
Y'all drafted 2 corners last year, so you need another corner.
Yeah, I want another corner. I think that losing a guy like Darius Slay, obviously you want competition there. Yeah. But at the same point, I think what we saw out of Cooper DeJean, I want to keep him in that slot. I'm going to see if they'll give me something this year. Give me like 79, and that'll be cool. All right, well, screw you.
You're like, hell no.
Damn, this is tough. When's my next pick? 64. I'm not going to get who I want either way, man. I do love Walter Nolan. I'm so split right now.
You got some good picks, man. Donovan Jackson's a good swing player. He played some tackle at Ohio State, played some guard as well. Gray Zabel can play up and down the offensive line. He can play all 5 positions. What else? Omarion Hampton's. You don't need a running back. Benjamin Morrison was a potential first-round pick, but he had like a hip injury, and that's why he's dropped a little bit. There's some good players out there.
All right, I'm in the.
I think Conley's a good pick.
Yeah, in the interest of time, I'm gonna go with my gut. I just really think Conley's like an Eagles type player, and we did bring him in for a top 30 visit, so I think that he's the guy. He's who I'm going with. And you guys got 2 picks in the first round, or no, first and.
Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to get. What are they trying to trade up for me? What are they trying to do here?
Yeah, the 33 to 34, and you got a 4th next year.
I get my 4th back.
Yeah.
Who's on the board?
Mm.
I mean, that sounds ridiculous. I mean, I'll gladly take it, but who's on the board right now? Go to all. I'm gonna go up real quick. There's Gray Zabel, Walter Noren, Marion Hampton, Mike Green.
Yeah, I need
keep going down. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch like that's a no-brainer. I mean, I'll be honest with you. So my thought process is I could go corner. I like Azariah Thomas. I like Mike Green. I want Mike Green. That's what I'm looking at right now. That's what I'm there. Benjamin Morris is there as well. Go up a little bit more real quick if you don't mind. Let's go up a little bit, tiny bit. Marion Hampton. Your boy, where was it? The guy from the Oregon defensive tackle. Did he go off the board yet? Harmon, I think is his name. Where was he?
I didn't see him go off.
Yeah, I didn't see him go off. I mean, why not? I'll trade back 1 pick. I don't think. I mean, what are the odds you're going to take Mike Green? Well, I'm still going to take Mike Green right now. But what are the odds they do that? And I'm not interested in that.
Baltimore trying to move around.
Yeah, there's wheeling and dealing. Go ahead, let's pull that. Donovan Jackson, that's straight. All right, let's reject and take a pick. There's too many things going on. Right? So what I'm going to do is going up here. I'm going to take my thought process is this. Omarion Hampton, I'm thinking about him. I do need a replacement. Brian Robinson was last year of his deal. Brian Robinson really fell off in the second half of the year, too. So I'm not really interested in him long term. I think I want to replace him. So Hampton would be interesting, but we need a straight pass rusher. And Mike Green, man, one of the fastest first steps in the entire draft. I think we have the culture to kind of insulate him. And I think I got another draft pick coming up anyway. So let's pull the trigger on Mike Green. I'm running to the podium, actually. That sounds good.
People are mad I ain't take Walter Nolan. I get it. Walter Nolan's nice.
He's a good player, man, for sure.
We already got too much money involved right now.
So let's go ahead and close that right there.
He said, I don't even need to see it.
Give me Tyleik Williams.
I love you. You love your OSU players.
Mm-hmm. And we got another one. Now let me go. Oh, I still got Omarion Hampton right there.
He is on the board.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm probably gonna take Hampton right here, but I'm done. This is what I want. This is what I had want to do, y'all. This was my scenario, right? I had been wanting to trade back to get maybe 20th to pick up that extra second, which I did, right? And then possibly pick up a 4th because we're missing a 4th. We got a 3rd. So this second one, I'm going to go ahead and get Omarion Hampton here. Let me see all the running backs first. Please.
Some good ones, man.
This class.
There's a lot of good running backs.
Scootin' Tootin'. I don't know if you guys know much about him on 113. He's legit. He's a burner from Virginia Tech. I like.
Yes, that's who I had. That's who I was talking about getting in the 4th if I picked up a 4th.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that.
Scootin' Tootin'.
Help me get him.
Scootin' Tootin'. He cooks, man. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so what my 3rd is like 70 is what's my 3rd round pick?
It says 149 is what it says on. If you look at the ticker, see what the blue ticker. Oh, 50 to 149. Yep.
Oh yeah, it does tell you. I didn't know that.
Sheesh. That's far. I'm probably gonna have to get this running back right here, and I'm probably gonna have to get the dog because I love TreVeyon Henderson. You feel what I'm saying? I love him. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the Omarion Hampton. I got me a defensive tackle. I got me a receiver. I got me a running back. I'm happy with that. I love you, Henderson, but you're not you have injury issues, and I think Hampton is just more of the durable, the guy that can do multiple things for you. Let me go ahead and get Hampton right here.
Damn, y'all have way too many picks in between ours. I don't know what is going on with these trades.
People wheeling and dealing with me. Wheeling and dealing at 61.
Bruh, that is
I mean, that's a great deal. That's a great deal. Let me see. Keep going. Go to the next.
They cheating for you, bro. That's crazy.
2026 third.
That's a great one.
Should I keep taking these? Should I keep it realistic, or should I keep taking these trades? I mean, obviously, I'll take these trades.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you getting it. I don't know. I feel bad saying no just because I'm not getting it. You know.
Yeah. Go to the next one. So what's the other one? It's what did Jacksonville offer me? They're offering me something. The next pick.
It was 70 and next year's third.
Next year's third. I'll go back and just for the sake of for fun of it, I'll do the Buffalo one and get one more pick and then get the 109. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Because there's some good running backs there. Henry Jack. Let's see. I can't just I don't know why they love the Commanders. Go to the big board. Let's see what's going on over there. What I'm looking at are the running backs. Caleb Johnson, Trayvon Henderson are right there for me. It's a steal. Go to all if you don't mind. Is that just offense? Go to all just so I can see what's available. So
I'll be getting Trayvon Henderson.
I'm about to, but like what I'm looking at right now is as the thought process of a Washington fan, looking at cornerback. I'll have another cornerback of ones available. Wide receiver wouldn't hurt. Running back wouldn't hurt. There's that's what I'm looking at. Maybe offensive line help. But the big three are, it even says it on the board. Edge, cornerback, safety is kind of my big three. I think it's pretty accurate. I knocked down Mike Green. Scroll down a little bit on this. I just want to see who they have as the top on the board. Trayvon Henderson, Jalen Noel. I like Jalen Noel a lot. Restrepo, I like him. Kennard's a good player. Tez Johnson, he's too small for me. Marion Norman Lott's a good player too. I like him. Go up, but when's my next pick? I got so many trade offers now. I want to see what my next pick is going to be. 67. I'm chilling. This is nice. Let's do this. Just because I want to be safe. I want to lock up my running back, and I like the explosive running back from Ohio State that could take the corner. Give me Trayvon Henderson all day long. Yeah, I like that. That's a good pick. And I
hold up. Is this saying I ain't got a third?
I don't think you do. And not 150, I think would be a third.
Yeah, like 140 something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be. Yeah, I think that's your third.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll through the thirds, though.
I'll tell you right now. Bro, give me a trade offer. Like,
there you go. You get some.
I want an unrealistic trade offer.
Because I didn't lose my third.
Yeah.
Did I lose my third?
It looks like it.
What we should do, fellas, afterwards, we should put up all of our drafts and have people vote on who are the best.
Oh man, how did I lose my third on that trade? Because they just said they was doing the 18th, the 50th, and they were picking up a second. How did I lose my third?
You got to read the fine print. That's what they got you, bro. They was trying to reach out to you about your extended warranty.
Bro, they got me.
You were distracted by the cheerleaders, the Cowboy cheerleaders. You weren't paying attention. That's what happened.
You was taking that tour, and they got you.
You're walking around the star. You weren't paying attention.
That's crazy. But can't you show the trade proposal?
I think so, yeah.
At the beginning, though?
I can. We're terrible friends, George. He's like really upset. We just say here.
I didn't know.
I am upset
because I was killing it. I had no idea.
Yeah. No. Pick 76.
No.
But you got that pick 50. You got Omarion Hampton. You wouldn't have got him at 70.
Yeah, you're good. You got a second round next year.
That hurt, but that hurt. So I'm not picking till the 5th though.
Jerry Jones sipping on that brown liquor, wasn't paying attention. That's what happened, man. Gotta be
they got
careful with that.
Siobhan Revel going at 19. That would break my heart. I was kind of hoping he would go to the second.
I mean, I still ain't mad at my.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. So Siobhan Revel, we had Fred Smoot. We were talking with him.
Didn't he get hurt?
Oh yeah, so he got like I think his shoulder got hurt or something like that. But Fred Smoot and Logan Paulson were saying that if he did not get hurt, he'd be a top 15 player. Like he's a top 3 corner in the entire draft. Like he's 6'3", big body, he's legit. He has long arms. he's a great man cover corner, so he would have been a great player. So I'm not surprised if someone's taking a shot on him early.
Yeah, I would love to get him. So the Eagles here, I am looking at defensive line here. I am also kind of looking at tight end, but I'm going to be real with you. Before I even look at it, I already feel like it's going to be a reach, so I'm probably going to wait, especially at the end of the second. If Fannon's still there, maybe you take a shot, but probably not. I'm going to take an unrealistic trade because Georgia's been getting all of them, so I want another pick. So I'm going to move down one. They better not take who I wanted. They didn't. Good. All right. I'm not going to take two, though.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Yeah, you have to reject. You can't have all these fake trades. I feel you though.
Yeah,
just take one.
Have to
take one fake trade. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a guy that I love Toledo now. You know, they're my favorite school. We obviously have a connection there. You know, getting Quignon from there. We also know their coach, I think Nick again used to work with him. So Darius Alexander killed the pro day, or not the pro day, the Senior Bowl. It was an absolute monster. My guy Devin Jackson, if anybody cares about reporting and wants to read a great article, Devin Jackson did a great article about Darius Alexander. I've had him on the show a bunch of times, so definitely go check that out. Darius Alexander just fits what the Eagles do. I feel like he's an athletic guy. He's a guy that you can move along the line if you really need to. You don't have to, obviously, but he just reminds me of what Milton Williams brought to us. He brings that versatility. He can go rush that passer. He can also be somebody that helps you in the run game. I like him. I like him a lot. I think that he makes a lot of sense. Maybe a little early here. Let me see who else is here.
Dak got no ring. I love the Aldridge. Hilarious. It's like it's a random comment. I love it. It's like a hate. I love it. Good hate, Aldridge. I like that, man. Good stuff.
Shamar Turner's here.
Yeah.
Jared Ivey.
Josiah Stewart. There's some good players. Hunter Helm. Gunnar
Helm.
Helm.
I love Gunnar Helm. That's probably my favorite tight end that's not named. What's his name? Wow. Oh boy, Tyler Warren or Colston Loveland. Those are like the only two guys that I think are like worth getting overly excited about. I like Terrence Ferguson too. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my D tackle, Darius Alexander. I just like the guy. Ooh, I almost picked somebody for you by accident. But yeah, I just like the guy. I think that he just fits what the Eagles do. That fits what the Eagles are. I think he brings that attitude, that chip on his shoulder, and you could come hang out with Quignon in Philly. So yeah, we're gonna go with him.
All right. So walking away, look, what's my next pick, Joe? Okay, it's 109. I think it's my next pick.
Yeah,
that says over there. So 109. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm walking away with Mike Green. Got some speed off the edge. Got Travion Henderson, who's going to create some chaos with that zone read with Jaden Daniels on offense. So a lot of speed right now, looking pretty good. Now it's kind of building it up. I love a cornerback. That'll be pretty dope. I could also keep building on edge, man. Like our edge is like we have right now we have Dorrance Armstrong, you guys are familiar with as our edge player, and we got Dietrich Wise. I mean, they're like run stoppers and not really high end, sack total guys. So we definitely did some more heat. I like Kyle Kennard from South Carolina. Is a good pick up there. I saw him. Keep going up a little bit. I saw there was Tua Malau from Ohio State. If you keep going all the way up, I saw him. He's a good player as well. He's another edge player. So Tua Malau is a good one. Looking at Kyle Kennard's a good one.
Why is JT falling so much? Because I feel like in the beginning of the off season or draft, whatever you want to call it, process, I feel like he was a first round lock, like a first, maybe second round early.
Because his speed really coming off the edge. He's more of a power guy, I think. And I think that speed off the edge, he's not super, super twitchy. And I think that's what dropped him down. But he's a guy to me that'll play team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like he just has pro written on him.
Like, player. Yeah, he looks like he sounds like a Ravens player.
I see that.
A Steelers player. You know what I mean? Like he'll go do good in them type of situations and just be there and play a lot and play a long time. I feel like he just needs to go to the right type of defensive scheme, and I think he's going to flourish.
And plus, the edge class is so deep; it's all relative, right? Like he's a good player, but like if you're the 7th or 8th edge in the class, you're going to fall down a little bit, right? So he's still second round, early third round. It's not like he's falling too much. Let's go down a little bit more. I want to see what else is around. I like Kyle Kennard. I do want some cornerback help. I don't know if I see anything that's standing
I
out
should
to
get
me.
Denzel Burke, man. Get Denzel Burke.
Oh yeah, go
Amar
ahead.
Newman, yeah, I don't want him. I'm good. Let's take a look. Keep going on. I don't see DJ. I already got a running back, so I'm good. Kyron Lacy. I'm hoping Kyron Lacy falls. Like he has that he had 7 touchdowns with Jaden Daniel his like sophomore year at LSU, so there's a connection there. But he has like legal problems. I think he like got in a drunk. I think he got what's that? Vehicular manslaughter or something like that. He had like some pretty bad stuff. Yeah, so I'm thinking he's gonna fall a little bit too. Like he had in a car accident drunk, and I think he either ran away from the scene or like it wasn't a good look. So he's gonna fall a little bit. So
what y'all getting in Washington? First Mike Green, now
I know.
Kyron
I know, man. Get some criminals out there. But I don't know. We'll see. Go down a tiny bit more. I think I'm gonna take Kennard, but I want to see what else we got.
Go down a little bit more.
More, yeah. Fairchild, Will Howard, Torrey Horton. So what I'm going to do really quickly, my boy Ty Felton from Maryland, go Terps. One thing I want to say real quick, I'm going to take Kyle Kennard, but Torrey Horton, from Colorado State. Like I said, we had Logan Paulson, who's a former player, on our podcast the other day. He was saying that he can be a true X. Like people are kind of overlooking him. Like he can. Yeah. People say there's really good things about him because he's a great route runner, catches with his hands. So there's a lot of good upside there. So maybe if he's floating around 109, I might grab him later. But that'd be a dream for me, actually. So what I'll do now is I'll take Kyle Kennard, lock up some 2 young defensive ends and see which one hits. That's what I'm going to do. Kind of stack them up a little bit. So Kyle Kennard, please, Joe. From South Carolina. I think he's up like in the 60s, I think. What's up, Miguel? Is it frozen right now? Frozen? I'm good.
No, how true is that, Aldridge?
There it is.
Look at that. They're giving me good deals.
Terrible.
I love that. I ain't taking it, but I love that. I love to see it. You know what I'm saying? Joe need to get some love too. All right, so Gunnar Helm is just there waiting for me, so I'm gonna take Gunnar Helm here. Make that very obvious. I don't mind the Eagles going for a wide receiver. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if the Eagles felt good about Respro, or I do like Horton. I don't know if I like him in the 3rd. I guess he's moving up, but I mean, I think that he's more of a guy that'll probably fall a little bit more, but I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind seeing the other wide receivers. Yeah, right now I would love some that. But I mean, there's some wide receivers. I wouldn't even mind a running back. I know we just got Dylan, but there's a lot of good running backs in this draft. I feel like I say that all the time. Let me see who they say they got at safety. Malachi Moore. I would not mind Malachi Moore at all.
Jalen Reed's pretty good too.
Jalen Reed is good. I try not to get too hype about Penn State players. We never pick them. Shout out to Shiloh. Definitely not taking him. Yeah, I mean, look, I've said this before. I'll say it again. I think Gunnar Helm is the most like all-around tight end out of the top 2. Like I think he's one of the rare guys that you'll get that can block in line, and he can also, go out there and give you some good receiving reps. So I don't really think a lot of these other guys can do that. I think they're good receivers, but I don't think they're good, blockers. I do like Elijah Arroyo as well, but again, he's more of a receiver in my opinion. I'm gonna go with Gunnar Helm. Yeah, make it easy. I like Gunnar Helm. I think we need to figure out what we're gonna do at tight end. Oh, now you guys are back up.
I'm back on the board. All right, let's take a look. So right now, I'm trying to figure out. I got my edge. I got I got edge. I got 2 edge actually, and I got a running back. So I'm actually pretty solid. I love a cornerback. I love a wide receiver. Savion Williams, man, that's a pretty solid pick right there. Let me take a look. Yeah, Torrey Horton, I like him. He's gone though, right? I think I was waiting for him to fall, but I think he might have been taken, right? I was looking at him or Jalen Royals.
Damn near.
Yeah, picked already.
Yeah.
All right. Keep going down a little bit. So Savion Williams is on I'm looking at him right now. Jalen Reed, Martinez, Dante Thornton. People are typing him up a little bit right now. Let's go down a little bit more. Does it have the stats? I think go up. I want to see like that stats, but like the height profile. I'm pretty sure Savion Williams is a big wide receiver, if I remember correctly. Click on him. I think it's like a 6'3". Yeah, he's 6'3", 222. So I think I might get a big guy. And I think Thornton, let me see how big he is, if you don't mind. I'm going to take a wide receiver. Go down a little bit. I think he's like Dante Thornton from Tennessee. I heard good things about him too. 6'4". His RAS score is 9.84. I mean, they're both pretty solid. Like, what I'll do is Thornton's getting a lot of the smoke lately. I'm hearing a lot of good things about him now, but Savion Williams, I've been hearing it all year. So I'm gonna go with Savion Williams and add some size to my wide receiver room.
Add some size.
Some size.
I'm good. All right. This deep, I would love to get a safety in this room. I don't hate who we have, but I don't love it either. I think that we're not very deep at the safety position. I know people like Sidney Brown. They want him to work out. Maybe you move a Kaylee Ringo if he's not your playing at outside cornerback. Maybe he could be a safety option. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with what we have at safety. Maybe I should have went a little bit higher. Yeah, I mean, I would really probably only look at Malachi Moore. That's probably the only guy.
So you don't like Jalen Reed? Like I've been hearing about him, but you actually watch Penn State. I don't know if you know. Is he any good? Or what's your thoughts on him?
I mean, he's good. He is good. I just didn't feel like. Yeah, I didn't feel like he was very. With the Eagles, I feel like our safety, we need somebody that's physical, that's going to take chances, that's going to, you know what I'm saying, going to run around and do a little bit of everything. He can get in the box, but he's too small. I just don't feel like. I feel like he'll get bullied. To be real with you, I don't feel like he'll make that big of an impact, and I don't feel like he hits hard enough. I want one of my guys to go out there and just knock somebody's head off. Like that's kind of what our safeties are right now, and I don't feel like that's his game. I do think he's good though. I just feel like you have to surround him with some veterans, some good guys. You know what I mean? Guys that can kind of coach him up and tell him where to be. We don't really have that. We need guys that are kind of ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like ready to just go out there and ball, because we don't have veterans in our secondary, especially at safety. I do like BJ Adams. Nobody like I'm in love with right now. All right, let me see what else we got. I mean, Tootin is just there. Is this something I'm just gonna have to pick him and look him up? You got me kind of looking at Dante Thornton now, because I would not hate getting a
big wide receiver. Yeah.
I mean, you do have old boy from FSU. I guess you see where that goes.
What's his name? Johnny Wilson? You have him? You guys are playing him at tight end, though, right?
No, we were playing him at wide receiver. He said he didn't want to move to tight end. I would love to see him move to tight end. I think that's where he would flourish, but he doesn't want to move there. I do like RJ Harvey as a running back.
Dude, Dylan Sampson too. I love Dylan Sampson. He's like a Devon A-Chain kind of player, explosive. He's a speedster.
Let's see what people are saying.
Kyle Williams. People are hyping up Kyle Williams these days. I don't know if you guys are catching that yet. The Washington State wide receiver.
Yeah, and people are saying he's the same size as Reed and Blankenship, or Reed and Sidney Brown. First of all, Sidney Brown I think is like 6', 6'1", if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but I don't have much faith in them either. So it is what it is. I think I'm gonna do something just so that I look him up more later. I would probably take Jordan Phillips if I didn't already take a defensive tackle, which I guess that doesn't matter, but I'm gonna do Dante Thornton because I want to look him up later, and that'll give me.
Yeah, I'm hearing good things about him.
Yeah, I want to get some more information on him, so this will make me remember. But realistically, the Eagles could use definitely some wide receiver. I mean, we could definitely use a third guy that's solid and dependable, especially if you lose Dallas Goedert. So if you lose Dallas Goedert and you bring in somebody that's more inline blocker, you're going to need a third option in the passing game, and I think that you look at that. Maybe Jahan Dotson takes that step, but I don't know. We haven't seen it, so we'll see. But the Cowboys finally have a pick again.
I know, right? I took my guy. Go up to defensive tackle, please.
There's some good D tackles in this draft.
Yeah, it's a pretty deep class. Aeneas Peebles is pretty solid from Virginia Tech.
I love Cam Jackson. Cam Jackson's a dog.
Yeah, Black.
Yeah, Black.
Thor, he has to be good with that name.
Let me go with corners. Let me look at corners. my cornerback thing has not been good this year as far as we need a corner. But is there any guys?
It's a weaker class. Is it kind of top heavy?
I was just about to say that. I feel like it's top heavy. You can get some good guys in the first 2-3 rounds, but
go back to and what's the edges looking like?
So you got to ask George. Tell him to ask you. Look up the police report. Who should we be looking at?
Jack Sawyer, man, he's like he's a pretty solid.
Oh, I know Jack. I already know Jack. He's from Pickerington. He's right down the street from me. He grew up right down the street from me. So I know him. He would be a good pick on this right here, but edge at this pick, that would be good for him as a 5th rounder.
Yeah, Jack Sawyer is like a Ryan Kerrigan-esque kind of player, like an effort kind of guy, high motor kind of guy. I don't know if he's going to have a high sack total, but he'll get you like 7 or 8, but generate a lot of pressure and play the run. He's a good player. He's like a second effort kind of guy.
I have a problem with Ryan Kerrigan, man. Me and him ain't cool. He comes on my show. He comes on my show and does nothing for the Eagles. Like, why?
I think I remember him coming on your show. I remember that. He's good people, though. That's why I came on your show. He's good people. Yeah, he's
amazing
like
person.
That.
But
yeah,
I had to take a shot.
Let me go to defensive tackles one more time. Pull up Yaya Black.
Yeah.
Who that? The old school. That's an old school song.
Yeah, how to do it.
Yeah. That Trick Daddy? Who's that? I don't even know who that
I
song.
think so.
I'm gonna go with him right here because I need 2 big boys in that middle.
Yeah, I like him. He's good.
I don't know much about him, Montana. That's a good look. Montana, talk about him in the chat. I want to hear about Chandler Martin. I don't know much about him.
This is my guy. I've been trying to tell y'all, Cam is that guy, bro. I'm telling you right now, he's gonna get picked and he's gonna be a steal for somebody. I've been high on him. He's the dude in most of my mock drafts, when I post them on Twitter at PhillyTP, you know what I'm saying? A little selfish plug. But no, when I post, Cam is always on my drafts, almost always on my drafts, because I really do feel like he's going to be a steal. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know too much about him. The reason why I even found him is I was looking something else up. And I just was watching their defense and I just kept on. I think it was Azarius Thomas. I think they were playing. It was somebody that was just totally opposite of him, had nothing to do with him, but I was watching the full game and he just kept on popping out to me. But yeah, he's just athletic, huge, big dude. He's like what Jordan Davis was, but I feel like since Jordan Davis didn't necessarily blossom, people are afraid of Cam Jackson. That's kind of what it feels like. He's just a really big body, but really athletic. So I think that he can be something in the league. I think he could be really, really good in the league. So we're going with Cam Jackson. The Eagles love to, hype up that interior of their defensive line. I think he'll be perfect. Hopefully my guy is here. He is. Keep homeboy in Rutgers. Keep your homeboy close to home. You know what I'm saying? I like Kyle Mongai. I don't know why. I just think that I really do feel like he's just an all-around guy. He's good in it.
What happened, Joe go?
Yeah, I think he broke out for a second. Still there. Make the pick, Joe, if you can hear us. Let's keep moving. We can talk it out.
Make the pick. There you go.
How many picks is he? I think the Eagles are always on the board. Yeah.
Man, these dudes always got 100 picks, bro. Every year, I don't know how they do it.
Every year, all the comp picks, man. That's what they do.
Well, we get hella comp picks too, because we got 2 more fifths.
I think they have 20. I think the Eagles legitimately have 20 picks over the next 2 years. Legitimately, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. It's wild. Joe, pull the trigger, bro. We'll keep it moving. It's like a ghost. Jack Kaiser. So I guess while we're waiting for Joe to come back, what's your biggest need then, James? Like, what do you think the Cowboys are really struggling with right now? Like as running back, we're hearing that a lot.
We definitely need a running back, but I feel like that number 2 receiver, we can get a veteran still, but we need a speed guy. So I think, if it felt like that we're talking about, it feels good because we need somebody else to help CeeDee Lamb. Like you've been seeing the defenses, they know what we're gonna do. They bracket CeeDee and they say everybody else beat us. We need somebody who's not just a number 2, but somebody who's legitly can take the top off defense. You guys got Scary Terry. I mean, he's a fast guy. You know how it changes the game when you can go deep and put pressure on the back end of the defense, and we don't have that. So I would say that number 2 receiver, but defensive tackle where I got Tyleik Williams, that's huge because, we have Mozzie, but I really don't believe in him like that. I think when you get this Tyleik Williams, who's a legit 6'3", 334 pounds, can move strong. I love how he plays, with the edge. They have a great defensive line there at Ohio State and line coach. So we definitely needed that. So defensive tackle, because we need to stop the run and we need to be able to have some explosion on offense. So I think those 2 things. And then if it really fell where we really got Williams, Mario Hampton, and Golden, I think of those first 3 picks, we're feeling real good about that because now you got a bell cow running back who can do both.
Hampton's legit, man.
He's legit.
I don't know how much you watch on him. Like I'm starting to get into the running backs now because I want Washington to get one. Hampton has great contact balance, man. He gives up like Trayvon Henderson can get to the corners. He's probably the most athletic running back.
Right.
Sampson and Tootin explode. They're like the 40 guys. By the way, you're on the board. By the way, I don't know if you want to talk it out.
Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, you can hear me now.
All right. I don't know where my mic went.
And then I just think Hampton's overall. Hampton can run inside and outside the corner. I think he's pretty damn legit. And he has great contact balance. He's a good bell cow back, in my opinion. I like Hampton.
Right. Go with let's go with cornerback again. Let's see. Let's go to all best available too.
Board's getting rough, to be honest with you.
Getting rough.
Getting rough in the streets here. Getting rough.
Separates the men from the boys.
Yeah.
For real. This is where I had to continue to get stronger.
We got 30 days, 31 days.
Right. Oh man, the corners is low. We need a corner, dog. We need a. Sawyer's still there. I'm gonna take Sawyer right here. Wait. Yeah, yes, I'm gonna take Sawyer right here.
He could replace Lawrence since he over there talking junk about y'all.
Yeah, we don't know his name no more.
He's cut off.
We ain't talk about that guy no more.
You're back on the board.
Am I back on the board? Okay. Let me get a corner right here. Go to corners. What's that? Go to the top of the screen for the my top guy, Noah Williams. Upton stop.
Damn.
3,000 snaps played. Goddamn, yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, now I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna definitely look him up. 7 interceptions last year.
Yeah. Let's hit this cornerback right now. I know people are like, damn, you going all defense? Hell yeah, we need help on defense. Our defense was not good last year. Give me that corner.
Noah Williams. Damn, 7 interceptions. Cowboys are back.
We're back. Is we in the 6th now?
Yep.
Okay.
You still got 3 more picks.
I know. I wonder if I should get a tag. I should. I got this. Oh, wait. I'm thinking, should I get an offensive lineman right here? Ooh, Devin Neal is still available?
Yeah, he's a good player.
Damn.
This
Let me get
running
Kobe.
back
Let me get
class,
Kobe
right?
King right here. Let me get the linebacker, Kobe King.
Dane Brugler was saying there's people on this draft, like undrafted running backs that could potentially make teams and even play this year. That's how deep the running back class is this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dog. And let me get Joshua Gray, Oregon State.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, I like him.
Am I done? Do I have any more picks? I don't even know what's going on right now.
Yeah, you ain't got another pick
Yeah, I
until
don't
like
think either of us.
2:30.
Okay.
I don't think either of us have picks. Oh no, yeah, you have one.
I have 245. I got you. Okay. Thank you, Montana. That's interesting. I gotta look him up.
Oh, I'm gonna take another linebacker, Cody Simon.
Team Ohio State. Got that.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. Ow.
You know, I think that's what the Eagles are doing with all these Georgia players. I think they're getting all these Georgia players so
They
that
already
once
know each
contract
other
comes,
too.
yeah, once contract time comes, I've been saying this to my girl, and she's looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, once all these contract talks come, I'm gonna go up to Jalen Carter and be like, how much you want to play with your boys? How much you want Nolan Smith to get paid? Like, how much you care about your family over here? I think that's kind of smart because that's the only way you really can. Jalen Carter gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid a lot.
Go to my picks. I just want to see what I've done so far. I think I had 2 edges, a running back, and a wide receiver. Is that what I got? So Mike Green, Traven Henderson, Kyle Kennard.
Yeah.
I like
you got
that.
Savon Williams. Oh.
Yeah, that's a good little draft right there. All right, let's close that out. So I got my edge under control, got my wide receivers under control, got my running back. Yeah, so for me, it's kind of like I like offensive lineman to kind of fill that out a little bit more. But at the same time, like 7th-round pick, you're kind of looking at a special team player, right? You're trying to get someone that's going to be, maybe a wide receiver or a linebacker or something like that. There's some good running backs. Trevor Etienne's on the board. People are kind of hyping up Ja'Cory Crosset-Merritt. People like him a lot too. Those are both running backs. I don't know if I want to go that route. I go down a little bit more. Let's see what else we got.
Oh, damn, Keandre Lambert-Smith. He came from Penn State.
Oh, for real? Okay. The rookie, right. I don't really see anyone I love. Go down a little tiny bit more. Donovan Edwards. He was so hyped up at the beginning of the year. It's crazy he fell that far. Mario Anderson.
I told people I feel like college football at 25, the game.
The curse, like a Madden curse, right?
Yeah, it messed up everybody's rankings.
Go back up to the top. Let's take a look and let's see what's going on. Let me see if I can find somebody. And there's no one really that good around here. Jamari Harris, Brandon Crenshaw, Dixon, Jimmy Horn Jr. Go down a little more. Yeah, I don't love any of those people on my board, to be honest with you. Whatever. Go up again. I want to see if anyone like an offensive guard or something like that, or like an offensive tackle. If anyone's worth, like, go to like the sorting by, if you don't mind, so we kind of clear it up a little bit. Go to offensive guard, offensive tackle. No, these guys are all way down. And then go to offensive tackle. No one's gonna be around there either. Yeah, these are hurting. He's like 400 ranked. That's not good, man. Let's go to all. Let's go to all again.
But you are in the 7th round.
Do this. Go to kicker. Let me see if Fitzgerald's there, the guy from Florida State. I might be a little bit mess around real quick. Is he there, the Florida State kicker?
Yeah.
Is he really? Yeah, I'll take him. Why not? That's a little dart. That'll be fun. So people we'll joke about that in my group chat. I like that pick. Take a kicker on me. Round one out.
Yes, sir. Back to you. I don't have no more picks, right? Yeah, this is the last pick.
That's the last pick.
Y'all need a quarterback. I'm surprised y'all ain't look at a quarterback yet.
Yeah, I know. I probably should have. So that was my neglect. But right here, I'm gonna go ahead and what quarterbacks are available? Should have did it earlier.
Ugalagi,
yeah, it's pretty solid. he's healthy. That's a good pick behind. He's like a similar build to Dak, kind of a more mobile quarterback. He had like a big ACL injury or something, right? What was something? He injured himself pretty bad, I thought.
Well, he sucked in FSU for a while.
Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Jimmy Horn Jr. Give me a fast guy, real fast guy.
I think he got taken. He got taken.
Did he? Right before?
Yeah.
Oh wow! Right before. What the hell? Oh man, I don't know none of these QBs, though. You said that DJ, but I heard he's terrible, inconsistent, all that. Just he's probably athletic, right?
Yeah,
he was. I thought he got injured though. I could be wrong. I thought
I think he fell off towards the end. Hold on, I think he
Yeah.
got benched in FSU if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Damn.
252.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he's. If he played well, he could have been nasty. He just, I don't know. He just didn't do good at FSU. FSU just fell apart, though.
Yeah, they fell apart.
To his credit, they kind of just fell all apart.
Go back to corners. Let me just snatch me a corner. I'm just taking it off the fly. What are we looking like in Harris? I don't know.
Yeah.
Iowa got good players. Let me pick him. 7th round. Let's pick him.
7 career interceptions, 16 pass breakups, good press corner.
Let's go ahead and scoop him.
Some of these names are crazy. O'Donnell, Fortune. All right, so I guess we'll go quickly through who we picked. Well, we can only do we can really just do the guys we were really happy about because I know we got a bunch of trades. This is kind of unrealistic, but it is what it is. But yeah, you can start off with your guys.
I would just say this Cowboys draft, we need to hit the first 3 picks. That's the biggest thing was our first 3 picks because we don't have a 4th. If we stay pat, which I did, and I did trade back, picked up the extra 2nd, and lost the 3rd. But even if you stay pat, you still were only going to get the first 3 picks, and you had to hit those because you don't have a 4th. You have 3 5s, 2 6s, and 2 7s. So once again, you had to hit on those first 3. So Matthew Golden did the trade back. I got him that speed, which you need, and just like George was talking about how he really stepped up mid-season and really beyond. Really took over your boys. What was his name? Isaiah Ford, the real fast guy over there. Isaiah Bond. Isaiah Bond. He really took over his spot and really became the guy, and he really took his game to the next level when he was in the playoffs. So I'm happy about that. You got speed outside of CD. Hopefully you pick up that veteran receiver. We're still talking about Keenan Allen in them streets because if you got a Keenan Allen in them streets and then you picked up a Golden, now you're feeling better about your receiving core. You got speed and you got a dog who can do both things, and you got a veteran in there in Keenan that's steady. 2nd pick, I love this pick, Tyleik Williams. He's been my guy from A1 day 1. I've been wanting him at the 44th pick. I've been praying he stays there. I love what he brings to the table. 6'3", 334. He really had a really good combine, could move, can really hold the point of attack. He's got a little bit of pass rushing skills. I think he had like 3 sacks this past season. Obviously played for the national championship and for the national champions, and they have a good pedigree of defensive linemen. So I really love that pick, and we need somebody who's a 330 who's good, and hopefully that would make Mozzie step up, and I like that. So then on the 3rd, I was really surprised that Mario Hampton was there at 50, but he is a bell cow guy. He can do multiple things for you. I just love what he brings to the table. Physical running back. I think that's the thing I like about him. He's a physical running back, and he can get to the outside. And then if you compare him with Miles Sanders and then Devontae Williams, I think your backfield is inordinately better. Your receiving core is better. And now your defensive line, at least your tackle room feels better. And then with my Yahya Black, I'm not saying he's a mover and shaker, but that's 6'5", 335 pounds. So you got 335, 334. Now you got beef up front. I told people, go get Calais Campbell for that 1 year. He played for Miami 1 year, $2 million. Started 17 games, 50 tackles, 5.5 sacks. Take him as a 1 year rental. Pick up them big boys in the middle. You're cooking.
I like it. I like it. Going on to mine, Josh Connerly. I've been high on him. I just think athletic. I feel like with our offense, we move people around, especially our offensive linemen. So it'll be nice to see him when, when Lane is finally done. I know we got 2 years of him, but when Lane is finally probably done, we'll have a guy that can step right in there and just move around with Jordan Mailata. Darius Alexander, he's made sense for the Eagles for me for a while. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I think that even before the Senior Bowl, I was kind of having my eye like kind of sideways to him. Like he just has something about him. I think he's a really, really good player. I think he's going to be a really, really good player for the Eagles. Gunnar Helm, like I said, he's probably my third favorite, maybe fourth or fifth favorite tight end in this class. I would really have to sit down and look at all the names, but he just gives the Eagles what they need. They need a tight end that can stay on the field no matter what the down is, no matter what the situation is. And I think that Gunnar Helm can be that. He's more of a life with Dallas Goedert type of guy to me. I think that you keep Dallas Goedert another year, let Gunnar Helm kind of be his understudy, and then next year you let Gunnar Helm kind of take the reins and see what he could do. Dante Thornton, I just want to look him up. I want to see what, big boy, with a lot of size, with a lot of speed, excuse me. I want to see what that's all about. Cam Jackson, I love Cam Jackson. I think he's going to go way higher than 161.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, bro, he is just athletic. He's big. He's everything you would want as far as on paper. He has had a productive college career, but I think that people are interested to see how that will translate to the NFL. I am as well, and I would love to have him on this squad. Kyle, I talked about a little bit. I think that he's a little bit slept on because there is so many big names in this draft when it comes to running backs, but I think that he can do a little bit of everything. He can do it very well. Obviously, you're not going to ask him to do a bunch, but you're losing a Kenny Gainwell. You do get an A.J. Dillon, but I think that Kyle's just a little bit more versatile in what he can do. And obviously youth on his side, even though A.J. Dillon's not that old. Q Robinson is another guy that I think is very athletic. I think that he's an interesting prospect off the edge. I think that he's fast. I think he can be along the same lines as a Nolan Smith. I don't want to say a Nolan Smith, but along the same lines where he just has a bunch of speed and he'll just keep on getting better with his technique. And then Cody Lindenberg is another guy I want to keep on looking up. I've saw a little bit of his tape, but not a lot. But he seems like an interesting guy. I believe he used to be a safety, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, so that's who I picked. That's what we're going with for now, and we'll see how that works out. And then we got Washington. It felt like you had way more picks.
I wait early picks, which is pretty nice. It kind of fell off later on, but I'll take that. I'd rather have the picks higher up, right? So I'll take that all day long. I'm happy with my draft. I think I came away with some good players. I wanted speed, so I got Mike Green, who I think is one of the fastest edge rushers in the entire class. Mike Green, man, I think he had 16 sacks or 17 sacks. I think he led all of college football with sacks last year, getting him in the top of the second round of steal. We'll kind of look past the concerns for now. Hopefully our culture will kind of insulate him and it'll be all good. But I'm willing to take that chance because we do have run stoppers at the edge, but we don't have a pure speed rusher, so I welcome that. Speaking of speed, TreVeyon Henderson, man, he's a home run hitter. We need that. He's a great pass catcher out of the backfield. He's a willing pass protector in the passing game as a blocking back for Jaden Daniels. I like that. I think we'll add a wrinkle to the zone read offense as well. And him and Deebo Samuel in the background is going to be pretty dynamic for defenses and stops. I like that a lot. I think we have that home run threat that we need. It's going to add some elements to our offense. Kyle Kennard, we have a problem in Washington. Our edge rushers are decent, but they're not elite. Why don't we double dip and make them elite? So Kyle Kennard is a long 6'4", 6'5", defensive end with long arms. He's a fifth-year senior, so he has that college experience. He played in South Carolina after going to Georgia Tech. I think he's going to be a pretty productive player for us, and that helps us, right? If Mike Green or Kennard's not ready to get in there, or just keeping the defensive ends fresh, I have that depth at defensive end, which I'm happy with. Savion Williams, big wide receiver. People like him from TCU. He's someone who's a project that can potentially grow on. We need another wide receiver. We picked up Michael Gallup, and I don't even think he makes a team, but I think Savion Williams is basically a larger wide receiver, which we don't have on our team right now. And then finally, Ryan Fitzgerald. Late in the draft, I didn't see any value there at the picks. I figured, you know what? our kicker's been kind of shaky. Why don't we kind of solidify that and let's draft Ryan Fitzgerald so he doesn't have that like unrestricted free agent market and kind of pick up who we need. So that's kind of what I like there. And work with the extra fourth next year can't hurt at all. So it's going to recoup that Laramie Tunsil trade too. So I don't mind that. So pretty good draft in my opinion. I'm happy with it.
I think we all did pretty darn good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're all kind of feeling our way through this draft and kind of seeing where everything falls because there is a lot of good players and there's a lot of different ways I feel like all of our teams can go. I don't think that there's like a set they have to do this with any of our teams. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited about this draft. It's in Green Bay this year, so it should be calm, I guess. I don't know anything about Green Bay. It seems like a very nice state, though. It seems like a very nice place.
Midwest nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be very nice to everybody out there. I do want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We have not done this since close to January. 400 people in the chat, over 400 people in the chat do this show. So thank you so much. We don't say the number to brag. We say the number because I think we're all a little bit surprised. Like, hey, we took a little time off.
Unprompted.
You still love us, man. So
yeah,
we appreciate it. James, I think, is lost now.
Oh. No, I'm not.
I thought you was about to yell at somebody.
Sign language without. I'm doing sign language without trying to mess me up.
I'll be there too. But over 400 people, it's beautiful. We're gonna be back. We are back. I see all the welcome backs. We appreciate them.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Everybody's talking about Jaden Daniels' mama too.
Keep them safe. Keep them safe. Keep them focused on football. I ain't mad at it. Let's go.
Shout out to Jaden Daniels' mama. Shout out to Jaden Daniels'
mama. The regression, but I want to ask you right quick. I'm gonna ask both of y'all, just like with CJ Stroud, and I know that's why I can talk to you, George, because I know you ain't gonna be a homer on this. I know you're excited about Jaden, but do you think, just like you saw with CJ Stroud, I feel like there's going to be some regression because tape is going to be out regardless. I feel like there is going to be some regression. Asking you, Joe and George, do you think there will be regression for the Commanders and Jaden Daniels?
For the team, there might be a regression, right? 12-5 is a pretty high watermark to get to. That's kind of hard to get, right? So we're going to have a better schedule, playing some more competitive teams. We might take a step back in the win-loss column, but I'm confident in Jaden Daniels. I think he's a better athlete than CJ Stroud. I think he's a better processor than CJ Stroud. And I think that he's known for being cerebral. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard about the VR tech that he has. Like, he actually studies virtual reality and watches game film on the side. So I think, like, other teams are going to be watching him, I think he's going to be watching other teams. And I think Cliff Kingsbury makes it easy for him as well. If you ever notice, like, a lot of it are screens and, like, quick passes and things like that. So I don't think he's going to regress too much. I think he's going to be pretty solid. I think Jaden Daniels is the real deal. My only concern about him long-term is his health. I'm afraid he might get hurt one time because he's a pretty slight guy. I don't want him to get banged up too much, but I think he's a better athlete than CJ Stroud. So I think there's more upside for him, Maybe the best in the NFC.
You think he's a better quarterback than CJ Stroud?
I really do. I'm not trying to.
He thinks he's better than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts put that spank in your boy.
I don't know if he's better than CJ Stroud.
CJ win a Heisman. I forgot. I don't know. He win a Heisman. I forget about that.
Heisman don't mean nothing. CJ came in a rookie of the year too. Like your boy, and he's got two back-to-back playoff appearances.
I don't think the Commanders. Maybe this is a hot take, but I don't think the Commanders make the playoffs this year. I don't. I don't think they make the play. I just think that the rest of the NFC East is going to step up a little bit. You guys are going to have a harder schedule. People are going to know what they got to stop. Easier said than done, don't get me wrong, but I do think it's going to be very tough for y'all. And we've seen Dan Quinn like to fall off towards the end of the year.
I don't know. I done already told you about.
I saw a lot of chinks in the armor towards the end of the year. I'll say that much. So
we got hot at the end of the year. We were on the 5-game winning streak at the end of the year. So
not against us. Not again. I'm talking about the end of the year.
We're the last team to beat you, I think, though, right? We're the last team to beat you.
We're the last team to beat you.
That's true. That's true. It's symmetrical right there. Yeah.
I think he is a good quarterback though, and I think that he's gonna stay relevant. I think that it depends on what Washington does. As much as y'all give the credence to what the Eagles have done as far as a team and won't give it to Hurts. I think that is very important for Jaden Daniels. If they put a bunch of, hot dog vendors at wide receiver spots, he's probably not going to be that good. If they put good players around him, he'll probably flourish, because that's what the NFL is all about. And Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback. So we've all, learned something today. No, I'm just messing with y'all. But it's been too long, boys. I do miss y'all, man. I miss the chat. I miss just talking back and forth. We're going to keep this conversation going on our social medias. I'm going to download these drafts.
Yeah, post them.
And we're going to talk about them. So follow us on our social medias at Yates James for Big Game James, because he doesn't have his written up there, but you can see ours as well, and we'll tag everybody. So definitely come on over to Twitter. Let's continue this conversation. We'll go again next week. We'll figure out what day, probably over the next couple of days, because we all unfortunately have regular lives. But this was fun, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all got anything to say to the over 400 people that are rocking out with us right now?
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for jumping in. That was a good talk.
Yeah, just same thing. Just appreciate y'all. Glad that we got a good crowd coming back after we took that long hiatus. So if that's what we're doing when we come back, let's get more as we head into the draft, into the new year. It's going to be exciting to see how this year pans out, since the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Y'all went to the championship. This is going to be a fun year, in my opinion, as far as to see, because now I also feel that, if the Giants get a quarterback, I feel like they're not that far away. And if they get them a quarterback, they'll be back competitive. So I think as a whole, the NFC East will be back as a whole, competitive wise and NFC wise, and that's going to be
they got Jameis Winston. Shout out to them.
Famous Jameis. One thing I want to say, thank you for chiming in on the chat. I think, as you guys are kind of learning from us, we're learning from you too. You guys are dropping in facts about different players and different stats and things like that. Yes. I love that. So, I mean, I
maybe knowing them damn draft players, I'll be like, damn.
I encourage that all day long. Thank you for participating. I appreciate that.
Heck yeah, yeah. We're gonna be back next week. No more long hiatus. I promise y'all that. But also I do want to say, I know I've been showing these rings off a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because the Eagles have 2 Super Bowls. But this one's for my Eagles because we just won. But this one I'm gonna make for best of enemies. All right. So I'm putting this on the line. All right. The Eagles are now obviously defending Super Bowl champions, but also defending NFC East champions. So whoever wins the NFC East next year will be rocking this. I will mail it to you with a nice little handwritten card saying congratulations.
Pinky ring while I'm doing some work. I like
it. You hear that, Cowboys? You hear that, Cowboys? I need a ring.
It's been a long time. It's been a long damn time. I'm saying.
I need some kind of ring, dog.
So that's a cool little thing. Shout out to rivalrings.com for providing this. So yeah, this is going to be for NFC East for the best of enemies. It's going to be our little keepsake. Whoever wins the division will get it. Again, like I said, I will mail it to them with a nice little handwritten note saying congratulations. I hate you very much. But yeah, other than that, man, that's enough for us. An hour and a half. It's respectable because we've been gone for a little while. Had to give you a little bit of extra. But yeah, we all got to get back to regular lives. We appreciate y'all so much, and we will see y'all next week. But other than that, y'all know what it is. I'm Joe. That's my guy James. That's my big dog George right there. G-Dub. You know what I'm saying? The dudes that we whooped their ass in the playoffs. I just want to put that out there. We whooped that ass in the playoffs. But yeah, other than that, we the best of enemies, man. Peace. We're brothers.